Excuse me.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
Talon's here.
Oh.
Hey, can I just have the chair? Yeah, thank you. All right, let's get started.
Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show Studios. This is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Sage. Curtis, I'm enjoying what you're doing with your hair.
Thank you.
The blonde is a very good summer look for you.
I agree.
Awesome.
Kinda sucks.
I think having a pretty blonde is better than the Jerry curl you got going on.
Okay, that is true. Definitely, Albert. I've been delegated over here off to the side.
She knows more MMA than you do.
She really does.
MMA episodes, we kind of like put you in the corner.
That's good.
I dig the Jerry curl.
You do?
Yeah,
Thanks,
I think.
thanks.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Guys with Jerry curls, you've got a shot.
It's not a fucking Jerry curl.
It looks like a Jerry curl.
does, it does.
It does look like a Jerry curl. Guys, but with us today in studio, we have a guest. You guys know her, Mireika Edwards. You've seen her on The Ultimate Fighter. She's a model on Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and really anywhere the internet exists. Mireika, thank you so much for coming on the show. Initially, we had you booked a few weeks ago to just Skype in.
Right.
But you are shooting a pilot in Los Angeles, and we're like, hey, fuck it, I could come into the studio.
It was crazy because I'm driving to go on set last night, and I'm like, I have this thing at 11 in the morning, Skype. I'm like looking at my laptop. I'm like, I'm in Los Angeles. I should just call him and see what's up for tomorrow. So now I'm here.
Yeah, and it's so much easier and it looks so much better when someone's in with us as opposed to Skype because, Skype is cool and we really appreciate people take the time to Skype, but a lot of times we have internet connection problems with the Skype. Sometimes the Skype isn't all that great and it breaks and it crackles and it pops, but here, if it crackles and pops, it's because your voice crackled and popped.
Right. Yeah. I've been losing my voice a little bit.
Because you've been yelling on set?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Mireika, why don't you introduce the rundown and then we'll get started.
All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about UFC 211. What is a downed opponent? We're going to be talking about Edgar versus Rodriguez, Maya getting a title shot, of course, Joanna Champion, and where does Stipe rate?
That's a good rundown.
That is a really good rundown.
She did a good job.
Curtis, you are going to get replaced slowly.
Was that okay?
That was
No,
really
that was actually really good.
It was really
So
good.
how? Yeah, well, she lives in Las Vegas, so we might have to do what Kevin and Bean do and just have her like permanently Skyped in, and then we can just push you into a
Well,
corner.
why don't we just send out cameras so we get nice?
I think I should get my
quality.
own Las Vegas studio.
We can do like a DeGero cam out of your place in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Sounds expensive, but we could start a GoFundMe.
Let's do a GoFundMe.
I think our fans would like to see Mireika on the show more.
And I'll have you know that episodes that Alexis is in get more views than other episodes, and it's because our audience is predominantly male, with the
Right.
exception of our Kings fans, which are predominantly female for some reason.
Yeah. Well, yes.
That's true, right?
That's very true.
We do analytics on our show, and predominantly male audience, except when it comes to our Kings episodes, it's because John Rosen's so sexy, the ladies flock.
Oh, yes. Of
It's true.
course.
The
John
ladies
would like to hear
Yes.
that.
The ladies flock to watch his episodes. So
I've done that too, and when I saw 88% of my following as men, I mean, I'm surprised.
I can guarantee you that 99% of your following is men or is males 13 to like 35.
The 13-year-olds are like solid fans, though.
I'm going to say that the only women that are watching your show is just to find out what they need to bring their game to the next level.
Because they're hating.
Oh, I
When they're
like
watching
that.
your stuff, they need to kind of like, how
And
do I get to her level?
speaking of her male demographic, you recently took a fan to prom because he was brave enough to slide into your DMs. Tell our audience what happened.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys, if you ever go into your messages, you probably shouldn't write back. Because I just didn't-
Disclaimer, we don't get the same kind of messages you get.
Right. I just didn't expect. So I get
We do
messages
not.
all the time. And I saw something about prom, so I was like interested. You're like just seeing like, wow, this kid's asking me to prom. Does he think I'm like in high school? Like, do I look young again? And then when I wrote him back and said, if you get 10,000 retweets, we can go to prom. And then it really happened. 2 months
It's
later,
the internet.
it really happened.
It's the internet. I can guarantee you that if I ask our audience, hey, if 10,000 retweets and Mireika starts tap dancing on the table, they will do it in a heartbeat.
It's just crazy because his name is Jacob and he only had 600 followers.
How
I'm
many
like,
does he
how
have
is he?
now?
I think over 1,000.
That doesn't mean
now.
anything.
I mean, yeah.
Social media got together and was like, bro, we got you. This
Yeah.
girl's hot. You're taking her to prom.
Yeah.
We got you.
You have like Futuristic, who's a verified rapper on Twitter, like help my bro out. He was getting all of these people. I mean, he got 10K like that.
Yeah.
And I'm over
what
here
were you
eating my-
thinking? Were you
I'm
like,
like-
oh, shit.
Oh God.
But you went through with it.
Yes, and
Now-
that now that I went through with it, I think I needed it more than he did.
There you go.
I swear, I felt like a princess. And as I'm walking through, like that's
You're the best he's ever
like,
going to do.
I mean,
I don't know this kid, but I am going to think that
Wait,
you're the
was he
best he's ever
cute?
going to do.
he was cute.
Okay.
How old is he? Can we say that about him?
He's 18 now.
Okay.
Okay, so he's an adult.
He's an adult.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a plus.
He's cute. He was very, very sweet. We talk all the time now. I actually think we're like best friends on Snapchat.
Wow, this is good.
Yeah. And he's
But
like, I
you-
think he's like a lifelong friend.
But you
now.
couldn't go to prom with him, right?
I'm 25
Yeah,
years
so
old.
you did all the pre-prom and all the post-prom.
Yes. So like we spent the whole day together. I mean, showing up, I met his dad. I met his stepmom.
I saw the news report.
Yes.
So this kid lives out in Arizona. You drove out there. The news did a segment, and I saw the segment because you tweeted it. And the news was like, oh, talking to the parents, Curtis. He's like, oh, so what did you think of this? And the dad flat out goes, I thought he was lying until she actually showed up.
When
Like,
I
the
showed
dad
up-
couldn't believe it.
When I showed up, his dad was literally like, "You're real. Like, are you real right now?" I really thought he was making this up. And it's on it. When you really look at it, the internet is insane how they do things these days.
Oh,
Anything
the
is
internet's a
possible.
living, breathing like
It's a-
entity. It's a
yes,
thing.
yes.
And when everyone's like, all right, we're gonna help this kid out. It's like our charity case. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Now Curtis's daughter just recently
Yes.
did prom. Curtis.
But like at a normal age, right?
She's 17.
Now, would it have been weird? First of all, did your daughter go to prom with a 25-year-old model that she met on Twitter?
No.
Would that have been weird?
That
Double
would have been
standards.
very weird.
Like, would
but-
you have been sitting on the porch, like you would have lowered your newspaper, adjusted your glasses, picked up the shotgun?
Well,
what
I-
brings you around these parts?
Well, Albert, I was already doing that with the 17-year-old that she was going with, so I don't think it. Yeah, the double standard thing, I think.
Well, it is a double standard because, and it's like I was
It's
telling
like
you.
we're okay with an older girl going with a younger guy, but we're not cool with. And I don't think it's good. I mean, I'm glad that you did it, and he's
Right.
18, so I think that's good. If he
Right.
was 17,
It'd be
you
a little
wouldn't have
weird,
done it.
right.
I'm guessing, right? But
She's
I think
equal
it's-
opportunity.
I think it's kind of cool. I think he knew that he could do it because he was 18, and I think it's great. I think it's
Now, I think he did it like hoping she would even respond, and I'm sure he shit his pants when she did respond.
Totally.
And the fact that she went through with it is really cool because you see a lot of people post on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, hey, if I get RTs or I get the likes or if this happens, I'll do this in return, specifically for charities, and they don't.
Right.
And that's a scumbag thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. And my 17-year-old daughter doesn't even talk to any boy over 18 anyway.
'Cause she's not allowed to.
No, just because it's like that's not what you
Well,
do.
isn't that what you
Right.
told me? You said no dating till you're married?
No, I didn't.
I believe that's what you said because she's going
mean,
off
I
to
would like
college.
that. I
Poor
would
girl.
like that.
I've been in that situation too. My dad was really hard on me, and I think honestly, like what you said about the whole scumbag thing. Like if I felt like Jacob if I was uncomfortable, because already
Did he make a move on you?
No.
Gentlemen.
No,
Yeah.
gentlemen,
So
I like this kid.
he made me feel so comfortable to want to go out there because originally I was gonna chicken out. I was like, I'm not gonna go to prom.
Because what if he would have murdered you?
Not like murdered me,
Right?
but like
What
how,
if Mireika was on the local news, not because she helped this kid in Arizona, but because they found her body in the trunk of a limo?
Model is
He watches
murdered
too many
by
murder
Huh?
local
mysteries.
Well, we work in
police.
the movie industry.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had to come up
yeah.
with some story.
No, I just think he made it so comfortable for me, and I think I was more like move making on him.
Hey.
Like I was more like
I saw your dress. Fantastic. It had like a cape.
you have no idea when I went prom dress shopping, it was a nightmare. There's like 60 girls screaming and crying, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna grab this black dress and just hope that it looks good.
Yeah.
I was well, okay.
It looked fantastic. And for the
Thanks.
viewers actually viewing, we'll post some pictures for you guys. Listeners, sorry, you gotta.
Was it a little much? It was like kind of grand. I
Did
wanted
you
to go
win
more
Princess
Grammys.
of the prom?
I didn't actually.
No, she didn't get to go to
Oh,
prom.
you didn't get to go in.
No, it was
So just
illegal.
before and after.
Yeah, and he
Oh.
and Jacob's so cute. He's like, "Hey, do you want to like come out with me and my friends?" And I was just like, "If anybody's caught drinking,
Yeah, you'll
I'm
be
the
in
one
trouble.
going to
Yeah.
jail."
Yeah.
That would look so good, like TMZ.
That would have been that would have been awful. But really cool that you did that. Let's move on to UFC 211. What is a downed opponent?
I don't know what a downed opponent is. When I read that, I was like, it kind of sounds sexual to me. Like I want to be a downed opponent.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Now, according to the old rules, a downed opponent was anybody that had a knee or a hand or a finger, something that put them in a 3-point stance, right?
Okay.
Now, the new quote-unquote unified rules, which aren't really unified because not all commissions have them,
Right.
specifically UFC 211 that took place in Texas, they don't use the new set of rules. The new set of rules say that a palm or a fist, both palms, both fists, must be down. In this Poirier, who the hell did Poirier fight? In this Poirier Alvarez fight, Alvarez throws a knee to Poirier's head. Look, clearly he was trying to throw a knee to the head, but the arms were lifted on the raise. Hit the first knee, hit him. Second knee, clearly Poirier was down. Kneed him again. The third time, he's down on the ground because he got rocked. Throws a third knee. Herb Dean stops this fight, and he's like, the fuck are we going to do? Like, we got to stop this because that's an illegal knee. But what does he do? He goes out, walks into the audience, consults with Mark Ratner. Everyone's like, oh, he's talking to the Texas Commission. No, Mark Ratner's an executive at the UFC, so now people are like, why is he talking to a UFC executive? And he said something along the lines of, hits a downed opponent. It looked unintentional, so we're going to call it a no contest as opposed to a disqualification. You cool with that? Okay, cool. And then he goes back in there. It's considered a no contest. Do you think that's weird?
It's a little weird.
Right? Like, why would he be consulting with the UFC official?
Yeah, I think that's a little weird. And people already, with the refs calling certain fights with Herb Dean or any of the refs calling fights too soon, I mean, the fans are really on that.
So in this case, do you think that he made the right decision? Do you feel that it was a no contest, or do you feel that Poirier should have won via disqualification?
It's rough for me. I'm kind of biased because I think Poirier is like so cute. So,
got that out
okay, we got that out of the way.
I was like looking at his picture. I'm like, dang, where did he come from? No, I don't know. What do you think? I
thought it should have been a disqualification because they're saying we don't know intent. The intent was to knee him in the head. Okay. The second intent was to knee him in the head.
You're right.
At this point, he's out. This guy is out. His head's down. His paws are on the ground. He gets a third knee to the head. That's when they stopped it. He hit him three times.
I think any type of common sense, even if you saw that in a street fight, you'd be like, that's not right. He's down on the ground. So, yeah, you're right. I think that.
Because now Poirier is making us think about it because he doesn't get his win bonus. A no contest, you get your show money, but you get no win bonus. And I don't know what his win bonus is, but I'm willing to bet
Give him his win bonus. Give him his win bonus.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, we need a win bonus for Poirier so he can take Mireika out to a nice Michelin star dinner.
Yeah.
Those things are expensive.
I'll take him to prom.
All right, so now we got Edgar versus Rodriguez. El Pantera, Mexican fighter. He's in Houston. Oh, I'm sorry, they were in Dallas. So he had a huge Mexican-American presence there. They were rooting for him. And this guy was crazy enough to ask for this fight against Frankie Edgar.
I don't understand that. Why it's like, hey, I'm asking to get beat up.
Yeah, Curtis, I don't know if you've ever seen Pantera fight, but he fights a lot like Anthony Pettis, very show-like. This guy kicks and spins and tumbles and throws really unorthodox strikes.
Right.
And he just beat up the ghost of BJ Penn. And
yeah, you're not even beating up BJ Penn, though.
Right. At this point, I believe BJ Penn was 39, and he made him look really bad. And it's like, okay, Frankie Edgar's 35, but Frankie Edgar's Frankie Edgar. He's 35. He's one of the best wrestlers in the game. He's always 1-2 in whatever division he's in. He's a former lightweight champion, and he specifically requested this fight. I thought, wow, kid, you're crazy. This is a huge step up in competition for you. And Frankie Edgar put him away. Frankie Edgar mauled him, wrestled him, and elbowed him in the, eye socket, skull area.
Not a good area.
Not a good area. His eye was the size of my fist.
Right.
So ultimately, Frankie Edgar wins via TKO. The doctors are like, "Hey, can you see it?" And he didn't respond. And I'm thinking, just pretend you don't know English, because he does know English. He speaks it very well after the thing. Yeah. But I'm thinking, okay, pretend you don't know English.
My eye hurt so bad I forgot how to speak English.
Exactly. Yeah. But they're like, dude, clearly, it's like that scene in Rocky where he's like, "Cut me, Mick, cut me." It was awful. And then for those of you at home that were tweeting about, hey, maybe they should cut his eye and let the blood drain out, guys, that's only in a movie. Realistically, that'd one, really illegal.
Cool. That's what I want to see.
Well, one, it's illegal. Two, that would only make it even worse for him in the following round when Frankie Edgar continues to bash in that part of his skull.
Yeah, I think the fans just want to see people fight, and they don't realize the safety behind it. They're like, why are they calling that fight? Because you can only get hit in the head so many times.
Right. And, you being someone that is in this industry, you are amongst fans, you are amongst fighters, you are in gyms, you work as a ring girl.
Right.
with our fans, I mean, I'm the host of the show. I'll say whatever the hell I want. A lot of times I say that the people that watch our show are ignorant. Not because they're stupid, but because, like you said, they just want to watch the violence. They don't know the business side or the legal aspect or even the rules.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about just 2 minutes ago. What are the new rules for this? So for people that just want to go out and watch people like bang, that's cool. You want to see some fireworks, but the safety of the athlete is always number one. And in this case, Yair was getting his ass handed to him, and then he wants to go out for the next round when he's literally like this. It was a doctor stoppage, and it was the right move.
Yeah, the fans like go, 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 but realistically, that's not smart for him.
Well, and the fans turned on him. The fans went from yelling Pantera, 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 which is panther in Spanish, to Edgar, Edgar. This is a Jersey Shore kid that's now getting all the Mexican-American love in Texas.
Right.
And, after the fight, Edgar was, Frankie Edgar, and he said, listen, I want to cut a promo because the shit talking is what it gets people fights now.
Right.
I want to cut a promo, but unfortunately there was a death in his camp. But he gave props to Yair. He said, listen, one day Yair's going to be a superstar. He's got all the talent in the world, just not now. Because, he ran into this buzzsaw that is Frankie Edgar.
And I think I've always had respect for Frankie. And I think that he handles everything so well. He shows that he's like a human. He has sympathy. He's not huge on, shit talking. I just think that. And he performs.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a fan of his, you're set. He performs every single time, even, just on Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Frankie Edgar fan, and it's kind of weird. Like, we've discussed this on the show where Brazilians follow the Brazilian fighters. The UK fighters are big McGregor people. Mm-hmm. Joanna's got her people in Poland.
Polish, yeah.
And, the Swedes that follow Gustafsson. But in America, we're a really large country. Foreigners don't understand how large this country is. Like, I had friends from England, from London, come visit New York, and they said, hey, where are you? I said, I'm in LA. Oh, you want to meet for lunch? No, I'm 3,000 miles from you.
But it's opposite. Like, when I go overseas, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm just going to go to Amsterdam.
Because countries are this small.
Yeah.
And because we're such a large country, because our country's background is really every nation, our fighters are promoted and are favored regionally. So Frankie Edgar and Chris Weidman, who are two tremendous athletes who were two great champions, only get love in the New York, New Jersey area, but they don't get love in Vegas. They don't get love in Texas. You look at someone like Jon Jones, who fights out of New Mexico. He gets love in Albuquerque. He gets love in New York because that's where he's from.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get it in Vegas.
Did you see that thing that he said?
Where he'll beat up DC
after a weekend of cocaine.
Weekend of coke, yeah.
Yo, he's wild.
That I think his legacy ultimately might be the greatest that never was. Yeah. Because when he performs, much like Cain Velasquez, when he performs, he's a fucking monster.
I was a huge fan when Jon Jones first came out, and I'm seeing him. I'm like, this guy is a monster, and he's going to take over.
He comes from a family of monsters. All his brothers are NFL athletes.
Yep. I mean, he was insane. Jumping off the cage, doing kicks to the face. I was like, this guy, I really thought he was going to take over, but it's like, I feel him because I get caught up in the party scene too. It's hard. Like, you live like a rock star.
It's true, but it's a little different. It's a little different where you are working your way into becoming something epic, something great. Right. Like a couple of years from now, a couple of months from now, your pilot takes off. You're totally gonna big time us. I'm gonna shoot you a tweet on Twitter. Hey, you want to come do another show with us? You're gonna block me.
Same phone. Who dis?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna block me.
So whatever.
Right. So you are working your way into a position. He was at this position where the UFC is pushing him because he was around before Conor McGregor.
Right.
They're like, this is Jon Jones. He's the next big thing. He just beat Lyoto Machida. He just destroyed Shogun Rua. This guy is going to be the guy. He's young. He's good looking. He can talk. He's ready to rock. And he just did a DUI.
Yeah, and exactly, like, regardless of his intentions, because obviously no one's like, I just don't give a shit. I think maybe his intentions weren't this, but to the fans and to anybody involved, it looks very disrespectful.
It does, because they said, okay, you know what? We get it. You're 23. You got caught up in the party. It's a DUI.
But how long can you party for? It's been like years.
And then after the DUI, he does the hit and run with the pregnant lady.
That's
and then
the worst.
And then
he
runs
maybe he's
from
just
the
really
scene.
unlucky.
And then the other one was
he ran from the scene.
He ran from the scene only to run back and grab something out of the car, only to run again. And then he does the cocaine thing, and you're kind of like, God, you've been given so many chances.
You just kind of give up.
Yeah, then he screws over DC for taking the boner pills, and it's like, dude, come on.
Would you rather like have a boner, or would you rather have like a deviated septum?
Okay,
I would go with the boner over a deviated septum.
No, like that's what I'm saying.
Wait, a boner all the time, or or
Well, I'm just saying, like, he's
sometimes?
making fun of him for the
Wouldn't it
boner
be
pills,
awkward
but
if
it's
he's
like,
wrestling with DC and gets a boner because of the boner pills?
or would it be awkward if Jon Jones got a bloody nose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That wouldn't be awkward in a fight, though. I would expect a bloody nose in a fight. But I get what you're saying.
But not a
would
boner.
you rather get addicted to coke and basically ruin all the soft tissue in your face?
Yeah, or
and-
be addicted to boner pills or whatever that Jon
Exactly.
Jones is trying to
Like, that
say.
shouldn't be
It's like there's no comparison. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's just trying to have
It's
a
not
good
affecting
time.
his fight.
Exactly. It's not affecting his fight.
Hey, but after a coke binge, he did beat up DC. But,
I mean-
but they have been announced as the headliners for UFC 214.
He's a big draw because of the controversy too. I mean,
Yeah,
we know this.
and
I mean,
people
this
will
is-
tune in to see if he loses, right?
Yeah.
And you have DC right now that is, I guess he's taking the WWE approach to things now, where he is now grabbing to the mic and talking shit, and he looks like the stereotypical like wrestling coach with the pants that are up to the belly button and walks around with the fucking gym towel around his neck, and he's like, "All right, young man, you get your academics in order, and then I'll let you back into
He's
to
a
the
character,
ring."
that one.
Yeah,
It's a good contrast between those two, and it sets up a battle.
and especially in the age difference. Jon Jones, I believe, is 28 right now, and then you got DC that's 39.
Olympic, Olympic
yeah.
champion.
I mean, John.
Yeah.
I mean, is this even going to be a? I mean,
I don't know what
Jones is gonna
Jon
destroy it.
Jones shows up. What Jon Jones?
You
assuming
don't
he
know.
does.
You don't know if he like just did a line right before. You don't know if he's even gonna pass his drug test. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You don't know that. But let's get to current champions. Joanna Champion, Joanna Violence. Can you pronounce her last name?
Joanna. No, it's just JJ.
It's JJ. Yeah, so guys, I was talking to Mireika, driving around Las Vegas, driving around Los Angeles. You might have seen the UFC 211 posters. It literally said Joanna versus Andrade. Not Joanna, which is her last name.
Nobody can say.
Joanna.
You just never see the first name though.
Joanna Jacek. But it's weird. You don't see it. Had it been Joanna versus I don't know, like Raquel Pennington or something, because they're fighting in a catch
Joanna
match.
and Claudia. You know what I mean?
You don't see that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, it wasn't Joanna versus Jessica. It was Joanna versus Andrade.
Well, dude, when you're driving on the freeway,
Jones versus Daniel.
That
They're
last
not
name
gonna
will
put
make
that.
you crash trying to read
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna crash if I have to read.
I just think it's because
I
her
mean,
name is so long.
How do
they
you
couldn't
say
fit
it?
it on the billboard.
Yeah, how do you say it?
Jacek.
Jacek.
Jacek. There you go.
Jacek.
There's a lot of letters.
And listen, we'll be the first person to tell you, like when we do hockey episodes with John Rosen, we butcher French Canadian names left
Oh,
and right.
God.
We butcher them like crazy. Like,
Yo, my name's Mireika. Okay. My Starbucks cup this morning said like monochrome or something.
Nobody gets it right.
Right. I mean, even like
I get it right.
Yeah, you do. You're really good at it. But he has like that little accent going on.
I don't.
You know? Yeah.
I have an accent?
Yeah. But
People
even
say I have
the
an LA
first
accent.
the first article that came out with the prom thing, my name was wrong.
Ah.
So they just misspelled it wrong. It's not even somebody saying it wrong.
You
They
need to get
misspelled it.
verified on Twitter,
I know.
right?
Yes.
You have to apply to that and then send them all the links.
Yeah.
That way they can verify you so that other women claiming to be you doing the
So that's
charitable
the thing
work.
too, is I go, hey, grab my Instagram, and then there's fake Instagrams. I mean, it's really creepy.
And you do kind of look a little bit like Holly Holm. Do you see it?
Yeah,
She
I
looks a
get
little bit
Amy
like Holly Holm.
Schumer, or like if
Like a skinny Amy Schumer?
Yeah.
Skinnier, prettier Amy.
I actually just saw her new movie. My friends
it good?
my friends invited me to the movie, and I was like, "Why the hell are we watching this
You
movie?
just
This movie's
like
gonna suck."
X-Men movies
No.
and things like that,
Well,
so-
I didn't know until I was sitting there watching it that my friends are actually in the movie.
Oh my
And I was like,
God.
"Hey, that's you guys!" And then it hit me. Oh, that's why we're watching this.
Yeah,
So I was
that's
like,
awesome.
"Okay, I'll support
Welcome
you guys.
to Los
You're my
Angeles.
friends. Yeah, I'll support you. You're my friends."
Were
But
you on
honestly,
your phone
guys,
the
it
whole
was terrible.
time in the movie? Were you just like texting the whole time?
No, I was not.
that's what you
I
do.
don't do that in the movie theater. I talk a
do
lot.
it everywhere
No,
else.
I talk a lot and I'm on my phone a lot. But listen, at the movie theaters, I shut the fuck up and I put away my phone.
I don't believe it.
I have a hard time believing.
I have a very hard time believing
No,
that.
no, you guys. Are
No, I
just
get
hating.
Amy Schumer, and then like when Holly Holm was big, yeah, I was like, oh, if Holly Holm and Amy Schumer had a baby, and then like I get Ronda Rousey sometimes, like if I push my
No.
arms in because they look bigger. You know, earlier you like
I wiggled your tricep earlier.
guys, don't ever wiggle a girl's tricep.
Albert did this. Albert wiggled
my arm. I was like, does my arm look big?
He had to like grab it and shake it. Can we find out how you?
How much do you weigh? I think it could take you.
No. Shush.
The ID weight is
tell us
never.
how you got started. Let's go back in time. Give us a little.
Back in
insight.
And then we'll
Back
talk
in
about
time.
Joanna because we completely got
Okay,
sidetracked.
whatever. We got to hear about how she got
Yeah,
started.
so I mean, it's actually like really weird. I never wanted this. any of this.
This
So
stardom right here. This.
yeah,
The
like
best-
the lights
being on
and
the Best Coast
camera,
show?
but like that, like as I'm here, I know this is what I'm meant to do. But originally, I'm from a small town outside of Las Vegas, super small town, 2 stoplights. Actually, where Lamar Odom got caught.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so prostitution's
Nailing
legal
the hookers on
yeah.
the boner pills,
Yeah.
which almost killed him.
The boner pills are haunting us right
They
now.
almost killed him.
Yeah, they almost killed him. Okay, so and then I'm a huge fight fan, always have been. I'm walking around the UFC Expo, which I always do, and a guy approached me and was like, "Where's your portfolio? Who's your agent? Do you live in Los Angeles?" Asking me all these questions.
That's a good pickup line.
I had nothing. I didn't know anything. He said, "Here's my booth number. Come see me at the booth." And I go, and it's like a Maxim Playboy booth.
Yeah.
And all these girls are grabbing me. Oh my God, she's so cute.
Because you did Maximum Hometown Hottie, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't want this at all. I went to school for nursing full time, and I worked at a brokerage firm full time. I was 19, 20 years old, acting like a 40-year-old. Had my own house, had like a 401k set up. I was like,
That's responsible. You don't see that kind of
Yes.
responsibility in 19-year-olds.
19, 20 years.
Parents
Yeah.
raised you right.
Yeah. So, and then, as soon as 21 hits, with all the connections, it's like I'm in LA with Playmates and doing this. And then I really realized the first time doing green screen work and the lights, such bright lights that I couldn't see anybody else. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And from there, it's just been kind of like second nature almost.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, and that's actually how I met her. Someone retweeted her tweets onto my timeline, and it was, according to your tweet, it was your life goal to be in a Carl's Jr. commercial.
It is my life goal
Now-
still.
That's a lofty
Now,
goal.
I responded to the tweet because it just so happens by coincidence that day, Carl's Jr. announced that they were ending their public service of their hottie
Which
girl
I
Carl's Jr.
think
commercials.
was a direct target to me.
Because you just announced that you wanted to
to
do it.
me, because for the longest time,
Yeah.
and I've talked about this on the show, that my friend Mr. Richter and I were going to quit our jobs and stop doing the podcast to promote TNA Entertainment. Tim and Albert, get your heads out of the gutter.
Yeah, TNA.
Entertainment, and solely concentrate on doing sexy commercials for Carl's Jr. And then we meet her, and then Carl's Jr. gives us both the axe.
Okay. Well,
Terrible.
They're gonna bring it back. They're gonna.
We should do them for Chick-fil-A. Sexy
Chick-fil-A.
commercials for Chick-fil-A.
I don't know.
You don't think the
Chick-fil-A.
religious people will
Not
go for it?
Popeyes.
I think that's
no
not
Popeyes.
Oh, I love Popeyes.
We know you
You've
do.
never had Popeyes.
Never
I
had
feel sorry for you.
Popeyes.
You've never had
Let's
Popeyes.
get back to Joanna.
Let's-
Oh yeah,
Curtis,
sorry.
try to
Let me bring it
get
back in.
last
as a
name.
producer.
I wanna
that's-
hear Curtis
that's why
say
you're the
it.
producer.
All right, so let's get back into talking about Joanna. I'm going to be producer here. We got to kind of
Boo.
get focused back in. Focus back in. On
You
the
see what I
show.
have to deal with?
Boo.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Somebody's
okay, so
got
let's
it.
talk about Joanna Champions.
Yon J Chick.
She goes out there and she dismantles Andrade, and she picks her apart. I mean, she took a good shot on the first. She had a big welt, but she does what she does. She stays at a distance. She picks you apart. Conor McGregor gave her the
Yeah,
applaud.
can you be surprised though? She is an absolute
She's violent and great.
monster.
Yes.
I love her.
She's like an itty bitty monster
I
because
love
she's so
her.
small.
Yeah. She's scared. When I was on The Ultimate Fighter and her and Claudia were screaming at each other, I was terrified. And you can see it on the show that I was terrified. I'm like, but then like she's very chill. She turns it on and off, and then she's like winks at me and I'm like, all right. And from there, I was a fan.
No, she's really cool. I've never personally met her, but I follow her Instagram, and she's got the coolest Instagram, and she's like the biggest sneakerhead, and she comes off as being a really great person, and she understands she has a brand, and that's why she said, hey, that's why I left Poland to come train at ATT, live in America, expand the Joanna Champion brand, because she understands that people call her Champion or Joanna Champion, because no one I can pronounce her last name as Jon Jones, but nobody else can.
Yeah.
We've established that.
We've established. Say it, Curtis.
I can't say it.
Say it.
Say
try
it, just try
Attempt
it.
Yo, chain chick.
Yo Janechick.
Yo, Jane.
Yo, in Polish, the
My mouth
J,
doesn't even- my mouth
the
doesn't
J
even-
is a Y.
Yo, Jane chick.
Jon Jones.
Oh, that was
Joanna
nice.
Jon
Close.
Jones.
Yon J Chick. It kind of sounds like Koscheck.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. So at the end of that fight, now Andrade is being interviewed, and she's, from Brazil. She's speaking Portuguese. She proposes to her girlfriend, who's in the audience somewhere, and nobody responds because she's speaking Portuguese to a bunch of Mexicans and Texans in
Right.
the audience. And then the translator goes, "Oh, she just proposed to her girlfriend in the crowd," and the crowd applauds. And Joe Rogan's like, "Wait, did she say yes? Did we get a thumbs up?" And I'm assuming she gave the thumbs up because she then said, thank you very much, I love you, blah, blah, blah.
Why would she couldn't say no? You know what I mean?
That kind of puts you on the
could've.
spot, right? So,
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I don't know if you're dating anybody, but let's say you are, and this person proposes to you in front of 40,000 people. I mean, aren't you kind of a little obligated to say yes?
But it depends on if they won or lost the fight a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's a bold move to make after you lost the fight.
But you personally, Dude takes you out to some event, puts you on the jumbotron in front of 40,000 people.
That's
and
awkward.
I'm all about other people. Like if
So
they
you
look
would
good
say
and
yes?
feel good, 100%
Even
would
if
say
you
yes.
didn't want to? So
Yeah.
afterwards, you'd be like, hey, listen.
I would never embarrass somebody like that.
So you'd say yes, but later you'd be like, listen, I don't think
I
this
mean,
is gonna work out.
ultimately, yeah, I would be like, hey, off camera, off the record.
But they got to look good on camera.
I just want them to look good.
Nice.
I'm not going to embarrass somebody.
If someone got to that point, though, you're probably pretty clear.
Yeah,
that things are going in the right
yeah.
direction.
If I'm at an event like that with you, you better be pulling out a
Speaking
ring.
of right direction, though, Curtis is married. You've been married for 20 years?
More than that.
Yay,
Okay, so
Curtis.
congratulations. Most people don't stay married that long.
Yes.
Now, did you propose to your now wife after getting beat up by some guy in a parking lot for 25 minutes?
No, I did not. But I was afraid that her dad was going to beat the shit out of me because...
Isn't he like ex-military?
Yeah, he was like he was Air Force general, and he's like 60.
So
but
he
could
has
still
all
kick
this
ass.
classified information that Trump is giving to the Russians?
Yes.
He
could
have got rid of your body and
We're
no
gonna get
one would have
killed.
ever found.
We're gonna
You wouldn't
get
even
killed.
be
You're
here
gonna
today.
end up in the trunk of a prom card,
Well, I'll tell you a
Curtis.
funny story. It wasn't me, but it was my brother-in-law. So when my wife's dad met, my brother-in-law for the first time, he opened the door, said, I'm Sam. I'm gonna date your daughter. My wife's dad punched him in the gut.
Nice.
No.
Direct hit right in the gut.
No. Why
Yeah.
didn't he punch you in the gut?
Well, because he was like 60 at that point. He was 40 back when that, or 30. He was like 42.
Once he was like,
or
I'm
43.
55, I can't just be hitting
Well,
people in the
he could
gut.
have. He still could have wrecked me, but
Yeah.
it was,
Those OGs. I'm scared of the OGs.
he's super scary.
That is kind of
I
scary.
don't know what to think. Like he did bombing runs in Korea
Oh my
and stuff. He's
gosh.
killed
I would be terrified. I would be
people. I'm not terrified of
terrified.
him now because he's like 84. But
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
going
still
from,
whoop
from
ya.
one serviceman to another,
Yeah.
the UFC heavyweight champion Stipe. Say his last name.
Stipe Miocic.
Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
He is a firefighter full time, as we've discussed on the
Love it.
show.
I love that.
And that's really cool because he's a full-time firefighter. He's not like a volunteer fighter.
Right,
This
I
guy
love that.
literally runs into like burning house and saves old ladies and rescues cats from
He's
trees.
like a superhero.
He's like a superhero.
Yeah.
Now, he has now defended the UFC title twice. No one in the history of the UFC's heavyweight division has defended it more than twice. Is he now destined to like be running up a 2-3 story building that's on fire and kind of trip and then lose his next fight?
I would be scared. That's kind of like a Final Destination thing. Like no one's gotten the third fight.
It's like the Madden curse.
Yeah, so I would be walking around a little cautious, but maybe he can break through.
Now, currently, so he knocked out Verdum, he knocked out Overeem, he knocked out JDS. Where does he rank for you in heavyweight greats or UFC heavyweight greats?
I mean, I think that he's on his way to the top. I honestly, can I just call that he's going to break through?
You think
and
he's
get
going to
the
break
third.
the record?
Yeah.
And who would you like to see him fight? A lot of people are asking for Kane, but Kane will not be available until the fall. What does that mean?
I
don't know.
would say Kane as well, just because I know Kane and I've worked around Kane before. I would say Kane, and he's not available to the fall.
Yeah, because he had the back surgery. Apparently, he has like a disc that's pinching like a hip bone that's now like giving
But he's
him...
part of the curse too.
He is part of the curse.
Wait, so if those two were together and one of them won, the curse would be broken?
No,
oh,
because
it has
only
to
the
be
champion. It has to be the champion.
It has to be
What curse are we
the
talking about?
The UFC curse.
UFC
Okay.
curse.
The UFC champion who becomes champion has never
Repeated
has
as-
never defended it successfully more than twice. Like Frank Mir got into the motorcycle
Right.
accident.
Randy
right?
Couture.
Randy Couture got
right.
hurt,
Okay.
and these people are all getting hurt outside of the octagon.
Oh.
Okay, so then
So they're not
Stipe-
being able to.
Stipe literally puts his life in danger every day. So like maybe it's kind of like he trips on some stairs or a branch falls on his head when he's climbing a tree to save a cat,
Right.
or like he throws his body in front of a
Yeah.
car
I love
to
how
save
Curtis
a
is
baby.
laughing like this is real.
I know.
This
it
is
could be
real.
It could be real.
No one is more scared about the curse than our good friend here, Dave, because
Dave.
Tom Brady is now going to be on the cover of Madden, and he
yeah.
knows very well about the Madden
The
curse.
Madden curse, Dave.
Gronk got hurt last year. He was on the cover. We still won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Dang,
Brady
Dave.
gets hurt.
They didn't trade Garoppolo, so I mean they must have something.
Dang, Dave.
Because they knew that Tom Brady would be on the cover. So in the event, what if it goes full circle where
It's
Tom
all
Brady
like-
does go down and Garoppolo comes in and takes them to the Super Bowl, much like Tom Brady started his career when was it Testaverde? Who was it?
No, it was
Bledsoe. When Drew Bledsoe goes down, well, Testaverde played on every team. It wouldn't surprise me if you played on the Patriots.
This is like, I feel like this is so Illuminati, like media based.
Right?
They're like, oh, there's a curse.
There is a curse.
curse.
Yeah, and speaking
all
of curses,
staged.
what do we got? Gift of the day now?
Yeah, let's do our
Gift of the day.
Guys, our gift of the day. This woman was trying to curse a St. Louis Cardinals pitcher at a Miami's Marlins game by trying to distract him with her boobies.
I cannot believe this.
So you wouldn't do this?
You wouldn't do this?
No, I wouldn't do this.
Really?
I would
Like,
not
it's
do
like
this.
Game 7, your team is
Remember
like...
when I told you about the whole Playboy thing? When I was like 21, I got this like 30 grand offer to do this like little picture in Playboy, and I said no.
Yeah, yeah.
So why
Well,
would I show my boobs for
no,
free?
Team out, though.
That
For
is
free.
true. She doesn't want to show her boobies for free.
Okay,
but this
for
woman
free,
didn't
for
show
free.
her boobs. She kind of like almost to the nip, and then like cleavaged it and was
Right.
dancing around.
And she got
She didn't
kicked
know
out.
where
And she got
she
kicked
was.
out.
She thought she was on the other side of a beer pong table in college.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's
she
the
was like
move.
40.
Yeah, well, yeah, this woman was
Sis.
bringing it. She was like one of those like stereotypical like Miami like older ladies that like
That lose
okay.
their mind at 40.
Yeah, like I'm sure you see this in Vegas a lot, but like here in Los Angeles, we have that stereotype of like the OC Huntington Beach mom.
Right.
She's like, 40, divorced, 2 kids, fake
It's not
tits,
even
fake
a
tan,
And she has to
It's
does
real.
real estate.
How can I get attention right now?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She
So
got attention.
she did
got
get
a lot of
attention. Then she got
I mean,
kicked
we're
out.
talking about it, so she must be
That's
big time.
commitment to your team. I would totally do that if I was trying to help the Dodgers win a game.
But I mean, if you're going to half-ass do it, you got to just do it, girl.
Get me seats next to Larry King at a Dodger game. I'll take my shirt off. And
Oh, I'll do anything for Larry
Start,
King.
start
Ah.
flexing.
There you go. And I'll start flexing.
Right behind
I'll
them.
be like, hey, what's up?
Well, there was that little kid a couple years ago that at every pitch he was like had the bat.
He was
and
trying to intimidate the pitchers.
swinging at the
Aw,
pitches
see,
behind
that's
home plate,
cute.
And everybody was focused on this kid. They put him on the jumbo. Like the game didn't even matter at this point.
Yeah,
It was
she could have
just-
done something else
yeah.
that got just as much attention. But I'm from Vegas, so like
That's how women get attention in Vegas?
that's just like normal. It's like
It's
a
just like
blur
an
to me.
everyday.
Like I just see it. Like that wouldn't even be news to
That's
me.
a Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Today's
going
Tuesday.
up and down
It's a
on
Tuesday at
a
11.
Tuesday. On
All right, guys,
Wednesday.
but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter. Don't forget to stalk Mireika on Twitter.
please,
Tell everyone, say your name again so they get it right.
Mireika Edwards.
Mireika Edwards, because
Mireika.
people can't read her name. I can't. though.
Starbucks, get it together.
I think it's a requirement that you spell people's names wrong because at Starbucks they always put me down as Andrew or Robert
Yeah.
or something.
How would you like if I was like strawberries? Like if I was like, hey, I walked in, I was like, hey, strawberries.
How you
Can
doing?
I get this order? They would not be very happy.
They probably wouldn't. Guys, so don't forget to stalk Mireika Edwards on Twitter, on Instagram. She's one of the fortunate people that has her name as all her social media. So you don't have to be like looking for really weird things or having to type in official or some bullshit like that. Don't forget to check out the website, bestcoastshow.com, for news, articles, and updates. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitch. Not Twitch. I always say Twitch.
I love Twitch.
You play video games?
A little bit, but
little bit.
shout
We
out to
might get on
Twitch.
there at some point.
We might get on there. Wait, are you one of the girls that plays video games with only her bra on?
I was thinking of doing that because I heard they make
Make
bank.
bank.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah. Like,
Shout out to Danny at Twitch.
there you go. Yeah, they make bank. Like these girls are like hot nerdy girls, right? And they'll play games, but then I guess one day someone said, "Hey, if you play with only your bra on or a low cut top, they'll tip you."
These girls are making so much money.
Yep.
So that's what my
Like
son's
imagine if I
That's why your son's always on
imagine
Twitch.
if I was like, hey, let's play a UFC game together and I'm in my ring girl outfit.
That'd be hot. I'd
That-
tune in for that.
Who wants 10% of that? Who wants 10%?
We can do marketing.
Okay.
All right, guys. So don't forget to follow her on Twitch in the event that she does create a Twitch. But yeah, you can find our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. I always confuse Stitcher with Twitch.
Okay.
And really anywhere that podcast outlets are heard. Mireika, you got anything else before we leave?
I love you guys.
She loves you guys, and so do we, guys. But that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.